Kaylee, what is our second main topic today?
John, our second main topic comes to us from Wester G. Hey, John, The Hollywood Reporter just put out a story on Sylvester Stallone. There's a lot of really good stuff in there. But the thing that caught my attention was the fact that he's not supporting Creed 3 at all, even going so far as to say he disagrees with the movie's approach. Do you think Stallone's words could keep some of those faithful Rocky fans away from Creed 3? John, what do you think? Do you think Sylvester Stallone's influence will have impact on his major fans?
Yes. Yeah, I actually do. Now, the bigger question then becomes not whether this will have some influence over some people who are diehard Stallone fans, and particularly Rocky fans. The question becomes, are there enough of those people to significantly impact Creed 3? And I don't know that that's the case. Listen, Stallone is one of the most iconic figures in Hollywood and always will be. His place is secure in the annals of Hollywood history forever. It is what it is. He's been real grumpy lately, talking about a lot of stuff and all this kind of thing. And this isn't the first time that he's talked about this. Now, let's read what's going on here first, okay? So this comes to us from the folks over at CBR who write the following. They said this. Do we got the infographic for that one?
Yes.
There we go. Stallone expressed his discomfort with the direction of Creed 3 and his differing philosophies with producer Irwin Winkler, who he's talked a lot about recently, and director/star Michael B. Jordan. That's a regretful situation because I know what it could have been. It was taken in a direction that is quite different than I would have taken it, Stallone said. It's a different philosophy. Irwin Winkler and Michael B. Jordan's, I wish them well, but I'm much more of a sentimentalist. I like my heroes getting beat up, but I just don't want them to go to those dark spaces. I just feel people have enough darkness. And that comes to us from CBR. Now, if you're thinking, well, I mean, yeah, that's clearly casting a little bit of shade at Creed 3, but I mean, we've seen worse. That's not all that bad. The problem is, this is just the latest thing. Because if you go back and look at something that his brother, Frank Stallone, put out, if we've got that, let's bring that up right now. Frank Stallone, a while ago, put this out. He said, this might be, talking about Creed 3, this might be the biggest bomb in the last decade. This film is a farce directed by this guy who thinks who he is. My brother created Rocky. I was there. I know. Now this guy puts this $90 million folly out, starring and directing? Really? Sorry, any film on Rocky without Sly is a joke. The only good Creed was the first one where my brother unceremoniously got ripped off for his well-deserved Oscar. He did get nominated for an Oscar for that. I'm so happy my brother was not involved in this bombast. Save your money and see Top Gun. Then he also wrote a little bit later on, listen, folks, they didn't want him in 3 because of Jordan's ego, because Jordan's ego surpasses his less than mediocre talent.
You know, we didn't mention, though, Sylvester. Oh, okay.
I was about to say, well, okay, yeah, but John, that's Stallone's brother. But then Stallone shared it and liked it publicly for everybody to see, right? Now,
retweet.
As far as calling Michael B. Jordan a mediocre at best talent, are you a fucking idiot?
It's Frank Stallone.
I know. Like, are you an idiot? Come on, just get over yourself on that. But that doesn't take away any potential gripe or grievances that Frank or Stallone or Sly, his brother, the two Stallone brothers, have about this project. Apparently, he was kind of unceremoniously dumped from the film. They did have completely different philosophies in which way they want to go. And Stallone has been very vocal about being upset at that. And I don't know if they called some kind of truce. Because I'll tell you what, if you're in the Creed 3 camp right now, you're kind of screwed. There's really nothing you can do. Like, you can't come out, even if this was the case, and I'm not saying it is, I'm making up a hypothetical situation here, okay? Even if Sylvester Stallone was a nightmare behind the scenes and nobody wanted to work with him and all that kind of stuff, you still can't say shit because it's Sylvester Stallone. He is Rocky. This is his franchise, at least from a perception point of view, and he's beloved. So you can't say anything. And if he wasn't a nightmare behind the scenes, then you just got to sit there and kind of take the punches that he's thrown at you. So will this have an impact on the Rocky Stallone faithful? Yes. But are there enough of those Rocky Stallone faithfuls that I think it's going to have a major impact on Creed? Guys, let's not forget, Creed is not, despite our perception, is not like it's a box office smash hit. They've made okay amounts of money. I mean, neither of them have flirted with like $500 million or anything like that. It's been modest success, but I don't know. You hear Stallone coming out kind of against this. Is this going to have any impact, Rob?
I don't think so. I mean, I'm very disappointed as a lifelong Sylvester Stallone fan, all the way back to Machine Gun Joe Viterbo and Paul Bartel's Death Race 2000. I have loved Sylvester Stallone. And I'm like, look, man, Ryan Coogler came to him after bonding with his father over the Rocky movies with the idea for Creed. Stallone agreed to do it. He got an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actor. This is a whole new facet of the Rocky franchise. It's all good for everybody involved. Now, I understand that he might have a problem with Erwin Winkler, but now to have Michael B. Jordan, this is his directorial debut. Stallone, of all people, knows what it's like to be put in a situation where you leverage your talent. How did he get to be in Rocky in the first place as the star? And I would think that Stallone would be the first person to want to foster new talent. And I think that the Creed series completely gave the Rocky franchise a new life.
It really did.
And he's making tons of money for that. He's a producer. He's a producer on this movie.
Is he?
And yeah.
Contractually.
But either way, his name as a producer is on this movie, and to not support your team I understand that he's talking about how much Rocky's in my blood. Look, dude, you sold this back in 1975. And it's like, it ain't show friends, it's show business. You don't get what you deserve, you get what you negotiate. He's made a lot of money over the years. It's disappointing to see him at 76 years old do this. And it bothers me because I love Stallone.
Just as a quick point of fact, so we're talking about the box office of the Creed films.
Yeah.
They haven't done great. The first Creed made $173 million. That's not opening weekend. That's not domestic.
On what budget?
That's global.
Worldwide. Right. Then the second Creed film made $214 million. Now, again, just pointing out the fact that it's not like these are global phenomenon movies.
And the budgets weren't massive for it.
Well, no, they weren't massive for it. But again, just pointing out the fact that it's not like these were huge hits that everybody went out to go see. Guys, we want to take a second to thank the sponsor of this video, Mint Mobile. Mint Mobile offers premium wireless starting at just $15 a month. And now for the plot twist. I'm just kidding. There isn't one. Mint Mobile just has premium wireless from $15 a month. There's no trapping you into a 2-year contract or opening the bill to find all these crazy fees. There's no luring you in with free subscriptions to streaming services that you'll forget to cancel and be charged full price for. With my old wireless provider, every month when I opened the bill, it was like playing roulette. I never knew how big the bill was going to be, and it always seemed to get bigger. With Mint Mobile, it's totally different. I know exactly how little I'm paying every month, and there's never any surprises. Mint Mobile gives you the best rate whether you're buying for one or a family. And at Mint Mobile, families start at just 2 lines. All plans come with unlimited talk and text plus high-speed data delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. And guys, you get to use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and keep your same phone number along with all your existing contacts. So transferring over couldn't be easier. So to get premium wireless from just $15 a month and no unexpected plot twists, go to mintmobile.com/Campea. That's mintmobile.com/Campea. You'll make your wallet very happy at mintmobile.com/Campea. But anyway, Christian, you see this unraveling. What's your takeaway from it?
I love you, Rob, but that was a dong take. I think for me, Sylvester Stallone got screwed bad because everybody was beating the drum when Dave Chappelle said he got screwed when he had the Comedy Central deal because he got screwed. He was a younger guy, and they screwed him out of the money. And then social media made sure that he was able to get his deal back. Stallone was a very young guy, and he got screwed even when it was even worse back then in the 70s when they could just take advantage of people left and right, and it happened all of the time. And Stallone got screwed. Winkler knew exactly what he was doing. He got screwed. Now, do I think that he should support Michael B. Jordan in that take? I do agree with you. I think that as far as that particular aspect goes, but I don't know what happened behind the scenes all the way through. We don't know because there's some, if you listen to what Frank Stallone and what apparently Sylvester Stallone said by liking it, he was pretty much kind of pushed out because when Michael B. Jordan was originally asked, is Sly coming back? He's like, we want this to be Adonis's tale and go off on his own. Stallone should always, because this is the guy that he created, the world that he created, should have always been asked if he wanted to be in. Now, again, if you believe all reports, there's another report that said he was asked to come back. And depending on what the deal was, maybe this is what he's saying inside out this statement that he didn't like the direction. They go, well, this is the direction we're going to go in. We want you to come back, but if you don't want to be on board with this story, then we understand if you want to leave. Again, we don't know all the way. I also agree with you, John, that I think something happened where his lawyers or somebody's like, you got to stop, because he was going and he was posting pictures of Erwin Winkler with snake tongues and going after his kid and doing that. He's going to get himself legally in trouble pretty soon. And they probably said, hey, cut it out. Plus the fact you're also, and Rob's not alone in his thinking. I've seen a lot of people feeling like, hey, Stallone made this deal. This is the case,
because Rocky never got made without that deal.
Absolutely.
And so, I mean, it is what it is. Nobody stole anything from Stallone.
Well, no, and remember,
but he got screwed.
They allowed him to be part of his deal was he gets to star in the movie. I mean, and that was the deal that he made, because he was like, okay, if you guys are going to finance it, I get to star.
I know, but when you're making movies, though, down the line, you start and they're talking about Drago's series, and now that was also in this report that him and Dolph Lundgren made up and all that, but not even consult him and say, hey, we want to make this. The character, you created the character, to not even consult him because you own it and he doesn't. That's
yeah,
that's
but
shitty.
Listen. If you look at the history of Stallone, Rocky 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Rocky Balboa, Creed 1, 2, and 3, Rambo, Stopper, My Mom Will Shoot.
Mom will shoot.
Over the top arm wrestling. I mean, Stallone's entire career, the man has made hundreds of millions of dollars because of Rocky.
Sure.
And that it won Best Picture at the Academy Awards. Because of that movie, because of the deal that Sylvester Stallone made, he's had a 50-year career.
I'm not
made him hundreds
I
of
know,
millions
I'm not
of
disputing that, but it doesn't take away that morally they knew what they were doing. They were taking advantage of a younger guy. You're right. It's business.
But were they? Because
yes,
at the end
they were.
of the day,
Come on.
they're the ones who put up the money and risk the money.
Yeah.
They're the ones who risk their own, like taking out stories of taking out mortgages on houses. They're the ones who risk everything.
And again, back then, but it's a down the line after you see what it's continuously doing with the star. That he's asking. All I'm asking is, now that it's been established, and now that you guys made the money that you did, cut me in on the deal of now, after years later. But what have I created?
It's not like he hasn't gone rich off of it, right?
Listen, to answer your other question, I am a Stallone faithful. I am a Rocky faithful. I'm still going to see Creed 3.
Yes, of course.
The movie looks fantastic.
Yeah.
I want to see it.
Jonathan Majors is a great addition.
Yeah, that's one of the main reasons. I think I'm going to have a sour taste in my mouth.
Why?
Watching it, because I just told you, right? I just told you.
Ray doesn't listen.
Go see the next Expendables.
That's
Feel
right.
better about yourself.
Because but I'm still going to see it, Ray, and I might like it. But this hate for Stallone, all of you.
They need to let this Creed franchise be what it's going to be. You know what I mean? And even if it's a bad movie, it doesn't ruin the Rocky name, because it's a different character, right?
Yeah.
So
stop, but Frank Stallone.
It's kind of like the dad. He just needs to let the kid go to college and find himself. I mean, and stop criticizing him, even if it's successful. But like if he's not a part of it.
Okay, we could probably talk about this for another hour, but we do have other topics we need to get to, so we need to move on. So, question is for you guys. What do you think about this? Stallone is still talking about, the Rocky situation. Creed now saying he disagrees with the whole direction Creed 3 is going in, but a little softer than his tone has been. Snake pictures, like you mentioned.
Right.
What do you guys take out of this? Whatever your thoughts are, jump down to the comment section below and leave those thoughts there.